I think paradise, you and I down.
I just look nice in the photo.
Baby girl, I know I'm in popular demand. Only you can get my auntie, man. I want you on the night.
In the news tonight, City of Windhoek secures $155 million Namibian loan for new power substation to avoid load shedding.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening. Welcome to News on One. I'm Isai Sipunga. In the news tonight, Gengo pleased with prospects of energy boom in Namibia. Home Affairs Ministry launch online passport and work permits applications. Agriculture Ministry seeks revival of Namibian wetlands. And Business on One, Comments Corner, sports and the weather. Leading the Bulletin, President Hage Geingob stated that efforts placed on the country's engines such as green hydrogen and oil discovery are bearing fruit as the country received over $1.5 billion Namibian dollars in grants towards its Green Hydrogen Valley concept in sub-Saharan Africa. Geingob stated that 93 Namibians are set to receive scholarships valued at 34 million Namibian dollars to pursue masters and technical and vocational education training in the synthetic fuels industry.
Speaking during the State of the Nation address, the president confirmed the discovery of light oil within the Orange Basin offshore. He noted that Shell Namibia Upstream BV and Qatar Oil have drilled a second appraisal well to establish the quality and extent of the reservoir. Geingob added that although the country welcomes interest in its mineral resources, he warned that both local and foreign investors who contravene the law will be dealt with accordingly.
4 pilot projects earmarked to receive more than 500 million Namibian dollars in grant funding to develop their concepts. More than 120 million Namibian dollars has been allocated to Taure's project, of which 32 million has been drawn down. Out of 220, they took already 37 million. Project construction will commence this year. The Hyphen project in Karas region will commence with a feasibility study, and we expect construction of 83 other green hydrogen projects in the Erongo region beginning this year. During the period under review, we also approved the final draft of Marine Spatial Plan, which will soon be disseminated by the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. These efforts demonstrate our commitment to building robust green and blue economies in Namibia.
Leader of the Landless People's Movement, Bernardus Swartboy, advised that in order to make sure that oil and gas resources serve the country's national developmental interests, integrated co-management business principles should be followed. Swartboy added that oil, gas and green hydrogen investment will enhance the country's trade position and create jobs.
We are of the view that an oil and gas specific law must be promulgated in this House to ensure that a great emphasis on community ownership, not just participation, is enhanced and ensured, and that the state does not just go for free carrier basis 10% orientated shareholdership, but that communities alongside state institutions are also the owners of resources. This government and the Namibian state have dismally failed to ensure that they return the lost assets of societies that have formed themselves through historic processes, such as the San, the Obatwa, Bashimba, and many others who are ethnic minorities. Etosha today, if the current government was responsible enough to understand the principle of restorative justice and of citizen-driven equity in natural resources, would have given shares to the people they own in Etosha.
Swartboy further demanded that the country get value addition from oil and gas and project development in green hydrogen. The LPM party leader also called for the development of an oil refinery in Oranjemund or Luderitz, road networks and increased power line grids, explaining that this will curb corruption and ensure equitable distribution of wealth.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding VAT. T's and C's apply.
Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security has embraced technology and introduced online applications for passports and work permits. The ministry announced at the launch this week that they will add more online services.
The Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security Public Relations Officer Saki Kadikwa stated that with regards to passport application, applicants will only complete the application forms because the ministry has access through the National Population Register required documents such as IDs and birth certificates. For work visa applicants, Kadikwa stated that the required documents can easily be uploaded onto the e-service system with all relevant fees payable via electronic funds transfer.
With the online application, or with the introduction of the online application of passports as well as the employment, short-term employment permit, we are actually trying to move towards the digital world, number one. And number two, we are also eliminating a third party, which is what is known by the general public agents. So once you can, because this is now going to be accessed by anybody who has actually internet at the comfort of your house, and then you can just do the application, the online application. No need for you to come to the ministry and queue up. No need for you to come and inquire the status of your application, because all this will be communicated via such a platform.
Kadikwa added the introduction of online applications is expected to reduce long queues at Home Affairs offices. He further explained how the online application platform will benefit the ministry and the public at large.
Yes, now be very mindful that we are not saying that the traditional way of doing the application is going to be eliminated completely. That's not what we are saying. We're going to use all the methods for whoever, because not everybody has access to internet, or not everybody has actually the means or the knowledge on how to operate with the digital world. So what we are saying, we're actually trying to balance with those those that can access the internet, they can make use of the internet, and then those that cannot, they are still welcome to come to the ministry. Basically what's happening is we are actually trying to get the button off for those that are actually coming to the ministry and then they have access to the internet, not necessarily for them to come to the ministry and do it at the comfort of their own homes.
The work visa or short-term employment permit is valid for a period of 6 months, and it is normally issued to non-Namibians who seek approval to work temporarily in Namibia on various projects. This usually applies to scarce professional skills.
The Chief Strategy and Corporate Affairs Officer of the Namibia Water Corporation explained that Namibian wetlands have been deteriorating rapidly over the past decade due to climate change. Kadiva Hamutumwa stated that wetlands need to be revived because they help to filter water by eliminating pollutants that degrade water quality. Hamutumwa made these remarks during the joint World Wetlands Day and World Water Day commemorations in Groot-Oop, south of Windhoek today.
Hamutumwa defined wetlands as areas where there is permanent or temporary surface water, which include perennial or ephemeral rivers, plains, pans, swamps, dams, and oceanas. She stated that degraded wetlands affects water quality and increases public health concern. She referred to the state of Swakopmund Dam as an example of degraded wetlands.
I would like to highlight from a NamWater perspective, for example, the Swakopmund Dam. This is a dam that is found, or the biggest dam in the central region in Namibia, and this dam has experienced a decline in water quality over the past decade due to excessive pollutants from human activities that are upstream. Now, the Swakopmund Dam is strategically located because it is one of the dams, together with the Omatako Dam, that feeds into the Bach Dam that supplies the water to the city of Windhoek in the central area. And if this dam is then at risk in terms of the quality of water, it actually impacts our ability to supply water sustainably. I therefore cannot overstate the significance of this dam to the central area of Namibia. If it is to continue to produce good quality water, it must be protected, conserved and restored, particularly by regulating human activities within its catchment area, which are generating waste.
The Executive Director of the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Diakupi Ngituamata, spoke on behalf of the Minister of Agriculture, saying that wetlands are considered one of the world's most productive ecosystems. She explained that wetlands store water to ensure supply during dry periods, prevent floods, recharge groundwater, provide fertility in soil for crop production, and prevent erosion.
Wetlands are ecosystems that are flooded or contain water permanently or seasonally. There's maintenance of wetlands and their biological diversity is often closely linked with the lives and beliefs of people. The World Wetlands Day 2023, indicated above, calls for an urgent need to prioritize wetlands restoration through steadfast policies and management.
Stakeholders at the commemoration alluded that Namibia is one of the most arid countries in the world. Therefore, the nation needs to join hands in reviving, protecting and restoring our wetlands.
We've always had the bravery to stand up for what is Namibian, from protecting our homes to fighting injustices. We still celebrate what it means to us and raise a glass to those who show their bravery, no matter how they take on the world. With all this potential, in the land of the brave. What will you do to make this Namibia your Namibia?
Swipe on it and win! Come bank with us and stand a chance to win the grand prize of an eco-friendly hybrid vehicle or one of 40 fuel vouchers worth 40,000 Namibian dollars.
Full tank, asseblief.
To enter, simply make any purchase using your Bank Vintage Visa debit or credit card between the 1st of October 2022 and the 31st of March 2023. With your Bank Vintage Visa card in hand, let's journey together with every swipe. Visit bankvintage.com.na for more information. Protect yourself against fraud and never share your PIN. T's and C's apply. Bank Vintage, a member of Capricorn Group.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. The Namibia Statistics Agency Statistician General Alex Shimoafeni has stated that the 2023 population and housing census will for the first time be conducted in a specially enabled and digital manner. Shimoafeni recently announced at a press conference that the agency has secured 13,000 tablets which will be sourced from external entities.
The Statistician General, Alex Shimoafeni, stated that enumerators will visit each and every household in the country during a 3-week period in order to undertake a total count and collect demographic and social data. He added that the data will guide developmental planning, decision-making, and will monitor and evaluate developmental progress. The last census was carried out in 2011. Shimoafeni explained that census results play a vital role in uplifting communities.
Importance of a census is multifaceted because from a planning point of view, you need data for planning, and also for after planning, also when you want to provide services, when government wants to provide services, the information is also very important because you need to know how many people you are serving and also where will you be serving the people. You need to see how many households and people are there, for example, in a constituency, and then also subsequently for a region. That's the importance. The economists need to know how many people will need social services from government. We also have a portion of unemployment, so you need to know how many people are unemployed, so that you can plan in terms of if you want to create jobs, how many of the jobs you need to create. And then also people going to schools. I know that His Excellency the President have mentioned about classrooms that needs to be built. You know how many classrooms to build, but what we're also saying, this is also going to tell you where to build those classrooms. And even within the region or within the town, the good thing is that when we say that our census is a digital one and also geo-referenced, we're also going to tell you which area in a constituency even, where exactly the people are.
Shimoafeni added that in order to successfully undertake the census, NSA will recruit 13,000 competent temporary staff.
We are not going to employ people who are already full-time employed. And the reason is that we have seen that there's a need for employment. Unemployment rate is fairly high. So we need to employ people who are not employed. And that goes also with the requirements. The requirements is that we need people with a minimum of grade 11 or grade 12, and the minimum points is 20. There's nothing about 25. Yeah. And then also in English, and you need to be 18 years old. Because the training will be done in English, and you're also going to interact with most people in English as well. Now and then we need to translate, but even if you translate, the basis is English. So meaning that you need to be trainable. So that's why you need to have understanding of that. The second thing is also that when you talk about unemployment, we know it's not only people who have grade 12 or grade 11, but you might find people also who are graduates who are not employed. But we know that in order to be a graduate, the minimum requirement is also maybe grade 12. But if you don't have maybe grade 12 because you enter university maybe because of mature age entry, you still have a higher qualification, which is a degree or diploma.
Government availed 706 million Namibian dollars in the 2023-2024 national budget after the census planned for 2021 was postponed due to lack of funds.
That is all we have for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
At Spar, we've worked hard to get you low prices on great products every day. Like 2 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for only $56.99 and 450 gram Bogoma wheat picks for just $25.99. It's low prices for you every day at Spar.
I just look nice in the photo.
Baby girl, I know I'm in popular demand. Only you can have my auntie, man. I want you on in
The chief warden at the Namibian Wildlife Protection Services unit in Zambezi region, Morgan Saisai, stated that a dead hippo was discovered by community members in the Miyako area near Katimamililo last week. Joshua said that hippos have caused the loss of lives along the river and wants the population reduced. Ellie asked if hippo meat can be consumed. Nawa stated that there is a large hippo population in that area. Hertha pointed out that hippopotamus meat is good. And that's it from Comments Corner. Please be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast only on News on One.
And there is one thing we all love to do, to gather around an open fire in a space that breaks down the barriers and walls between us and connects us to each other. We love to braai.
Ultimate Braai Master, coming to One Africa this February 26th. From 6:30 p.m., we're serving up good times, delicious food, and ice-cold Coke. A recipe for magic.
This is the drink Dale had when he tried bonding with his future father-in-law.
I'm gonna go get some wood.
This is Dale finding a cliff. This is Dale's new look. This is Dale finding bees, making his way up a cliff. This is a dart.
Dale?
Welcome to the family, Dale Dobbs, where great stories start. Not for persons under the age of 18.
And in sports news, Olympic silver medalist Christine Boma received a brand new Haval Jolian as part of a 2-year contract with Popkovitz Motors this morning. The partnership with the Motors Group and the 19-year-old renowned sprinter will see 5 of Popkovitz Motors, namely BMW, Haval, GWM, Nissan, Toyota, and VW provide her with all her mobility needs that fits her lifestyle and career over the next 2 years.
Olympic silver medalist Christine Boma received a brand new Haval Jolian from the Popkovitz GWM Haval earlier today in Windhoek as a token of appreciation for the inspiring upcoming Namibian athletes. Speaking at the handover, Boma expressed that driving a vehicle has always been a childhood dream.
It goes back. And I dream about one day having my own car. I dream about driving to all the beautiful places in the video. Today, a part of that dream came through Popkovitz Motor and Haval. And it's an honor for me to partner with a truly Namibian company. And I'm hoping as I drive in Namibia, that fellow Namibians will continue to dream and remember that through hard work and dedication, dreams will come true. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for believing in me and my dreams.
Boma's coach, Henky Botha, told Spot on One that he's proud of the multiple medalists as she has shown hard work and dedication.
Yes, obviously we are very excited with the partnership with Popkovitz Motors in Namibia, and this just makes my heart grow bigger and bigger because I'm so proud of Christine. You know, a young girl from a village, not even dreaming of ever have a car, now suddenly have one of the most beautiful cars on the road, and she's just the example for a Namibian to show that when you put your head to something and you work hard and dedication, then you can make it, and I think this will be a great example for all Namibians out there.
Popkovitz Motors' head of marketing and communication, Verushka de la Harpe, stated that Popkovitz is dedicated to plowing back to the community and that the handover is an extension of that commitment.
This one is just a further confirmation in terms of our commitment to the local sports community. We have partnered with other sports codes like rugby, hockey, some tennis, squash, and now athletics. It's important for us as a company to continuously give back and continuously invest. Not only do we come for a very long time, we've been in existence for quite some time, and it would just only be fair to ensure that we don't only take, but we also give back. So
Boma is scheduled to take part in the Commerce Championships on the 2nd of April, where she will be running the 100-meter sprint.
That's all the sports news we had for you. Up next is the weather forecast. And that brings us to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. Don't forget to catch the Omnibus tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. From me, Isai Sipunga, and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Thank you for watching this show on One Africa. Because you are part of our One family, your voice is very important to us.
Please take a moment to rate this show by scanning the QR code on your screen now, and you can stand a chance to win fantastic prizes every month. T's and C's apply.